What are you most curious to see tonight with Poitras on the back-to-back?
To see how he handles, being able to play on the back-to-back. I thought the Flyers had a really good lineup last night. We're going to see a real good lineup from Washington. From the looks of it, it's pretty much Washington's team up front. So, see him go against, the Backstroms, the Kuznetsovs of the world, and see how he handles that.
He was just telling us, to try and improve from the last game on Friday against the Flyers. He looked at their tendencies and tried to learn a little more about them. What does that show you for a kid at that age, that he's, immediately trying to scout, so to speak?
Well, it shows you a high-end brain, right? Someone that thinks the game and also is a student of the game. When he's talking like that, and it's not surprising because it did seem like he found ways to buy himself more time and space out there.
How helpful, and this is looking down the road a slight bit, but how helpful as a coach is it to have that potential, 9 games going into the regular season with a player like that, to actually evaluate them in NHL games before you have to make sort of a final decision on a 19-year-old kid like that?
But I think it's really helpful because it does give you a little bit of an extended training camp with him.
Does the way he's adapted and his capacity for turning understanding into improvement, change the way you evaluate him in terms of keeping him, because you could look at him and say, well, he's this right now, but if he improves the way he's been improving, he could be X, Y, somewhere down the road?
Yeah, well, I think we see that, like the capabilities of what he can do, creativity and the growth of his game. The other component is the physical aspect of it. It's man's league compared to junior league, which he's used to playing against people within 2 years of his age. So that's the component, balancing those two to see what's first the benefit for him, right? As far as his confidence and him being able to be someone not only helps the Bruins, but also, like, if he went back, how much more confident does he grow? There's a lot of factors that go into it, but he's done so well so far. That's why we're giving him these opportunities, so that he's in the picture.
What do you still want to see from him in terms of growth, improvement, any of those areas?
I think just what he's shown so far. He continues to get better throughout camp. Good hockey players do that. As camp goes on, usually there's a separation. We haven't seen a separation from him yet, so that's good on his part.
Third game for Megna tonight. What have you seen so far?
Just someone that plays with speed, someone that can win draws. We want to see, tonight it's more of a situation where he's going to be getting the ice time probably that he would get if he was able to make the Bruins team. So he's just being put in situations to see how he handles that. He's used to playing a lot of minutes. Most of his career has been in the minors. So it's a big difference playing, 17 minutes and going down and playing a lot.
You sort of lived that life yourself in terms of varsity roster, minor league, coming back. What's the hardest part of that, to be that guy and try to crack the roster?
I think the hardest part is relishing your role and knowing how important those minutes are to the team. And I think the older you get, the easier it is to understand how important that is to team development. Everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to be Larry Bird. Everybody wants to be MJ. Everybody wants to be on the ice in the final minute. But to be able to build team game and understand your value to the team and how important it is something that is a learned art through your career.
Derek Forward set to play tonight. Hasn't played yet this preseason. Was that part of the plan, or did you want to get other guys in, get a better look at them, and hold him back for some?
Yeah, he probably would have played by now already if it wasn't for he had a minor setback with a lower body injury that we didn't want to take chances on training camp, or else he would have.
What have you thought of Patrick Brown as one of several guys still trying to fill a couple spots?
Yeah, he's a guy that plays with tremendous amount of pace. His details been really good. We haven't really honed in on our penalty kill yet, and he's had opportunities out there, but understanding the details of our penalty kill, in fairness to all penalty killers, not only him, probably hasn't been fair as far as we've given him a lot of good chances. Our goalies have had to make a lot of good saves on the penalty kill.
I'm not thinking of a guy when I ask this question, but can a guy show up today with lack of a better word, substandard skating and still have a chance?
Yes, because I think if you think the game well and you compete, that makes up, you get the spots quicker. There's a difference between being fast and playing fast. So someone that plays fast, for years, I think people would have said Bergeron was not the fastest skater, that Krejci was not the fastest skater. But they always had the puck, because they were at spots quicker than other people.
A couple guys that aren't in the lineup tonight, just want to ask you about the camps. Fabian Lysell and Ian Mitchell, what you thought of the two of them?
I think Lysel's had moments where he's been good. He's had moments where he struggled. Just as far as he's drafted to be a skilled offensive player, and in order to be a skilled offensive player, you've got to produce. And we haven't seen the production yet. Mitchell, I think, has played fast. He seems to have assimilated the way we want to play pretty quickly. And then, he's done some really good things offensively, but again, that hasn't materialized into offense for us. And we would like to see that continue to get the chances. And as long as he's getting the chances, you think good things are going to happen. So his trajectory has been pretty good.
What kind of things are you looking for from Mason Lohrei tonight as he gets into his third game?
Him to continue, he's done some real good things in the games he's played, right? We want him to continue to be assertive, defensively and offensively.
You'll have some more cuts tonight or tomorrow, or where are you?
I'm sure tomorrow there'll be some, but right now, my mind's on the second practice.
Coach, what's the fine line for you between blocking outside noise out for a team and then also maybe using some of it as motivation?
It's a real good question. I guess that will be more start to use as motivation once we got through the exhibition season or down to our group. But as far as blocking the outside noise, I think the more you can block it out, the better.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks.